Hello everyone, happy March 2021. This is going to be your general reading for March 2021. I just wanted to do a little intro this month where I can use the same clip over and over instead of having to do this each and every single reading. It gets old after a while having to repeat the same stuff. So hope you don't mind. Sorry these are coming out so late. Extra late, more than usual. It's because I started to go a little bit getting cabin fever really bad. It's been a while since I've left town, and so I decided to take my daughter with me out of town for a long weekend, just to experience something different. We needed to do that. It's been a long time since I've done anything special with her, and we needed to get out of town. So hopefully you understand. Some of you may totally understand or kind of in a similar boat. It's been a rough year for everyone. So I just wanted to let you guys know that, of course, the name of the sign that I'm doing is in the description of the video itself in the title, but I'm also going to announce the sign that this is for right after this little intro part. This reading is meant for if you have your rising, sun, moon, or Venus in the sign that I'm going to say after this. This reading may or may not resonate for you. It might be one of those things where some of it resonates strongly, other parts may not. That is up to you to know. And if it doesn't resonate, maybe try out your moon or your rising sign readings. See if any of those resonate more. Also, I wanted to say that this month for March, I'm going to do the signs in the order of the most views from last month. And so it's going to be a spattering of different signs in no order. It's just going to go along with how many views I got. So I believe the biggest views or the most views for a video last month were for Taurus, so I'm going to start with them and so on. And if you are interested in a private reading with me, my email is in the description box down below, along with the names of the decks I'm using. I'm actually really excited because I have a new deck. I managed to score this used online. I guess it must be out of print or hard to find. I looked everywhere for it, but I was only able to find it used, which is great. It's less money that way, and it's in pretty mint condition. So I think you'll find this deck interesting. I'm really excited about it, actually. It's very different. You'll see. It's called the Everyday Enchantment Tarot. And of course, I'm going to use a few other decks for clarifiers. So I'll see you in a second. Let me think for a moment. Did I say everything? Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like. If for some reason some of you watching have been watching me for quite some time, but have not subscribed, I mean, obviously I'm not going to tell you what to do, but if you feel like it, maybe you could just go ahead and subscribe. You would definitely get more notifications of when the videos are coming out, or just more information. All right, I'll see you in a couple of seconds. Happy March, you guys. The energy feels different for sure for March. I'm still trying to figure it out. It feels very changeable or watery, maybe because we have so many things in Pisces this month. It's a Pisces month after all. So it definitely feels a little bit more fluid and a little softer than last month, but I'm not going to make any promises. It's just the beginning. So, all right, see you in a few seconds. Take care. Bye. Hello, Scorpio. This is going to be your March 2021 general tarot reading. I filmed me shuffling and picking the cards, but it got messed up. And so this time around, I'm just going to leave it out. And we're just going to start with your reading right away. I'll still put a timestamp down below in the description box for when this starts, in case people have already seen the intro and they don't feel like watching it again. So, your central energy for March is the Ten of Coins. And as a clarifier with the Ten of Coins, you got Major Arcana, the World. And so it seems as though all of your hard work, all of your effort has paid off, and you are at the very end of an old cycle. This is a happy ending. You have proved to yourself what you are capable of, or you have managed to manifest what you wanted to manifest in your life. And this may center around security, having enough money, having enough resources, and also an emphasis on family. In the Ten of Coins, there is 3 generations in this picture. There's a grandparent, parents, and children. It looks like a happy home. They have what they need. It's warm. Looks like Christmas time. And they were able to generate enough money to be able to get presents for people. Just looks like a really happy, family-oriented situation of feeling abundant in all areas, or rich in all areas. Or there's a word for it, it's escaping me though. But this has been a very long cycle. Maybe maybe this is also about hardships in your own life or in your childhood that involved family, and one of your priorities or one of your most important things to you was creating a family situation that was healthy. Maybe for some reason some of you grew up in situations where your family situation was not healthy. And this seems to be a big value of yours, where this matters a great deal to you. And even though you did not experience this yourself growing up, you have poured all of your energy into creating this for your own family if you have a family. This can also just be abundance and graduation and congratulations on not giving up on past trials, hardships, difficulty, and you have made it through and you have managed to manifest what you wanted. This can also be a payoff or a payout, or finally receiving the rewards of something that you have put your energy into. So next to it, you have change. And so it seems as though things are changing now. You are leaving a long-term old situation or already built up situation, and you're thinking of changing things up and possibly going in a new direction. Now that you have manifested everything from, or close to everything that you wanted to from what your values were, it may be that your values are changing. Maybe some of you have focused more on having what you need, as in resources or a home or a family or a community or a group of friends, or just security, material security. And now it may be that now that you have manifested those things, you want to go in a new direction where now it's more about things other than money or security. Let me get a little bit more on this, see if I get any more information. It may be that a family situation is changing and that an old long-term cycle is coming to a close, which means you have learned everything you could possibly learn from that situation, or done everything you could possibly do with the situation. Now it seems as though you're going through a big life change. Maybe there's change in the family, as in people are leaving the nest, or just leaving. Other people are coming in. There may be some adjustments being made. Dare to change. You might have to be brave for this change because you are leaving the familiar behind. You may be, I'm sorry to say it, but you may be leaving a family situation behind. Um, or you're seeking a different experience from what you've experienced before, and it does take daring and bravery in order to do so. Um, let me. You're recognizing that something needs to change, or you're recognizing that there is a part of you that is missing, or something feels like it's missing, and you're recognizing this, and you're willing, even though it's a little bit hard, to let go of the past or what you have accomplished so far. It's like you've built something from the ground up and it's already existing, and something about the changes that are going on in your psyche or what you're recognizing you need involves possibly leaving this behind, either permanently or temporarily, while you go seek a different experience. Or you may have to be daring and realize that you are no longer the person you were then or when you had those values. And you may have to be daring and go against what you have been taught by your family. Maybe you have cherished values that were taught to you by your family, but something about what you're thinking of doing is outside of what you were taught, or what you were taught was important. Okay. If this is a business situation or a money situation rather than a family or a community situation, then it may be that you built a business from the ground up and it is fully functioning. You may be thinking of changing something. Maybe if you're, let's say hypothetically, as an analogy, your business is a restaurant. Maybe your restaurant has become a household name in your community or in your town or city, or it's had the same menu or it's had the same decorations all this time, feels like 10 years or more. Now you may be thinking of changing things up, totally changing the decorations or changing the menu or changing something about how it's run. And this involves daring because it's taking a chance on this. Will people like the changes? Will people go along with the changes? Or will it mess things up? Or you have to change something about this in order for it to be able to live on or continue. Something about the situation in the world has possibly changed how things can function, and so now you have to figure out what is the best way to have this thing continue or live on or continue to be alive or exist. Let's put it that way. This could be a relationship thing too, where something about your past experiences, something needs to change in the situation now, or you just feel different now, and so your outside world or your outside existence needs to match that. Okay. So, your challenge is the Lovers. This is a huge decision to make. This decision that you need to make may affect other people or affect a existing situation in a dramatic way, and so it may be hard for you to make this decision and go in this direction because it's hard. Oh no, my dog. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, it was my upstairs neighbor pulling into the driveway. Okay, we were here. It may be, it may be that you are thinking of leaving a long-term relationship, possibly to pursue other things in your life. And this could be another relationship, or it could just be independence, or to see what else you can experience out there, or to find yourself, or to something about your old situation. It might be that you married very young, or you're coming from a family situation where you've been with a person for a very long time. Maybe there were certain aspects of this really. I'm going to read this in other ways, by the way. This is just one thing coming through. It may be that you worked on the relationship over a long period of time for the sake of children or the family situation itself. You didn't want to break up the family. It may be for someone that your children have grown and left the nest, so now there really isn't, you're feeling a great need to discover yourself or to have a different experience than before. Maybe you and your partner have grown too distant or too different from each other over time. Not everyone evolves in the same way on the same level. It may be that at one point you were on the same page, or you were mutually evolving together, but perhaps your personalities have changed over time, where now you realize you are very different from each other and you want to go experience something else. And this may not involve leaving someone for someone else. It could, I suppose, for someone, but more I'm getting the message that you need to go explore your own self in external ways. It may be, okay, let me get more information on this. If this is a business thing, you are about to make some kind of a major decision about it. I'm still going to use the analogy of a restaurant just as a metaphor or an example. If you happen to have a restaurant that has been around for a long time, you may be thinking of doing something completely different, like turning it into a used bookstore, or turning it into a cafe, or turning it into offices. You know, you may be choosing to close out something that has existed for you for a long time. And it's a difficult decision. It's a big risk, and it involves a lot of daring in order to do so. But I do feel very strongly that you have recognized that something needs to change here. If you try to stick with the old manifestation of things, even though it has brought you a lot of joy, and it's not like you're coming from a difficult situation or a toxic situation at all. This is a huge change. And you recognize this, that you need this in order to feel as if you are evolving. Otherwise, you feel trapped in the old manifestation, and you don't feel as though you can grow anymore in this situation. Let's see. Let me pick more on the Lovers. Tell me more about the Lovers in their challenged position. But it's a very hard decision for you to make, or a very hard choice. It's not easy for you. It may take some time for you to make this decision, whether you stay or whether you change. The Ace of Swords, you have some kind of a new idea, or you see things in a new way that is very different from before. You may receive a message or a communication from someone else that they are thinking about changing. It could be you, where you have to communicate this. Or again, the Ace of Swords does have to do with decisions, making a decision, or seeing things in a completely new way, or a new idea that you would like to pursue. This affects other people, though, which is difficult for you. But if you go with this new idea, you will be very happy that you did so. Maybe there's a way that maybe you're fearing that other people will resist this, when actually if you just communicated about it, they may surprise you by being more understanding than you think they're going to be. If you can just open up and voice what's going on with you, I have a feeling that other people will understand or be more open to it than you think. You might be afraid that you're going to hurt someone or make someone angry, or that people won't understand where you're coming from, but I'm not getting that with these cards. So it may be that you're fearing resistance, when actually, if there may be some resistance, it's very little compared to what your imagination is imagining. I would say go with your new idea and make the decision. And if you do so, you will be very happy that you did. Okay, so what is helping you is the Ace of Coins. This could be a new job. This could be a new business, a new way of making money, new opportunities for money coming in. This can be building something, starting the very beginning processes of manifesting something. Let's say you're a sculptor. This is you getting the big block of clay. Oh my gosh, the dog, man. This could be you getting the big block of clay and beginning the very beginning stages of a beautiful statue or a beautiful sculpture that you're going to be making. Oh my God. Okay. This could be, if you are a painter, this could be you stretching the canvas and getting everything ready to start a new painting that you have an amazing idea for. If you are building something, then you are building the foundation of it. This could be a new relationship, possibly. Let me get more on it. You have several aces in here, and you have the 10 up there. So definitely seems to be an old cycle is passing and you're beginning something new. Or you're in the very beginning stages of something, whether it's a project, something you're building, your business, how you make money, or a relationship. But it's off to a really good start, and it seems as though you're being very careful and meticulous about making sure that you do it in the best possible way, rather than being careless or making a mistake that might end up to be a major issue later on. It seems as though you really care about this, and so you want to make sure you build it right, or you create it in the right way. So let's see, anything more about the Ace of Coins? Or if this is a new source of money or a new client, you want to make sure, of course, that you show up on time, that you have the right paperwork, that you have a proper agreement on this matter, and that you prove to your new client that you are capable and that you will be steadfast in this job that you're being hired for, or this project that they're hiring you for. It definitely shows promise. Embrace. Embracing a new way of creating things, or this could be embracing a new relationship or a new bond that you are cultivating. It definitely seems as though you're cultivating something, or you're working on cultivating the very beginning stages of something that you care a lot about, or simply embracing the new, period. Give me one more. Joy. Something about this new beginning makes you very happy. And this came out earlier too. So what's helping you is you have the Ace of Coins with embrace and joy. If this is the beginning of a relationship or a bond with someone, it looks amazing. It brings you a lot of happiness. Something about this new idea that you would like to pursue, that you have to be daring about, that would create necessary change in your life that you need, will make you very happy if you pursue it. And don't worry too much about how this is going to affect other people if you approach it in a gentle manner. Rather than rushing in, hurrying with something, or trying to build something overnight, if you approach this new situation in a gentle manner, where you allow it time, space, and take care of the little details of it, something about what you're building right now is going to bring you a lot of joy, or already is. Okay. This is different. So at your core, in your instincts, you have heartbreak here with the 3 of Swords, or 3 of Blades in this deck. You're upset about something. Something hurts. There's a letting go involved in this. Looks like she is mourning a long-term marriage or relationship. She's in her home with a sewing machine. She has an already existing family situation, or has had one for a long time. But it may be that her partner is choosing to leave, or that she's realizing that things will no longer continue the way that they have been, and she's upset. This could be flipped, where this could be you are afraid of this for someone else that you care about. If you choose to change, or if you choose to leave, or go with some kind of a new situation, you might have a partner who has decided to do this, or you may be deciding to do this, and this is your fears, is that you're going to completely break this person's heart, and that hurts you because you spent so much time together. You built so much together. It seems to me as if you guys are good friends. Or it's not like the relationship that you had was completely crappy. It seems as though you built something together, and so it's not easy for one of you, or even both of you, to deal with this situation. So let me see if I get anything else about this. Tell me more about this 3 of Blades in their instincts, or in their core. This is a hard decision. Impermanence. Something hasn't stayed the same. It might be that some part of you is trying to hang on to the way that things have been. And you have to accept and make the decision to accept the fact that, if I can pick it up, the fact that things are changing. And this isn't little changes. This is a big change, a big switch. Some part of you might be really struggling with heartbreak over this, because you've realized something you thought was permanent, it turns out to be impermanent. Or the impermanence of the situation. It's like, even if part of you is looking forward to change and is looking forward to a new path, there's another part of you that has to mourn the fact that something that has existed for a long time that you thought was permanent is no longer permanent. And this could also go with business, with work, it's like you're mourning the past happy memories. Or something about your domestic situation is changing. Like I said before, there might be something where people are leaving the family, or other people are coming into the family, and so the family is changing, or the community is changing. Okay, let me pick one more. Give me some kind of a remedy or something that they can focus on to get through this. Hmm. Okay. All right. So with the Three of Blades, you have the Seven of Wands and the Eight of Wands. It may be that if this is against your choice, like if someone else is choosing to leave a family situation or a romantic situation, this might be causing you a lot of heartbreak. There may even be something in here about your partner has found someone else. Trigger warning, you guys. There's a lot of scenarios in this that are trigger warnings for possibly cross watchers or other people, but keep in mind this may not be your reading. This, you will know more than me on whether this is your reading. But I'm just going to throw it out there. Trigger warning. I'm about to say some things that are difficult. So if it is your partner who is choosing to leave a long-term situation, don't forget to defend yourself. Like if you have to get divorced or your possessions need to be split up, or make sure that you stand up for yourself and you make sure that you get what you deserve and that you are not being taken advantage of in this situation. You may also feel really defensive in this situation, as if you are being attacked. You might feel betrayed by either the person you've been with or even mutual friends. It might be some kind of a situation where other people have been aware of this situation longer than you have, and you're feeling very defensive. You know, people you thought were your friends turned out not to be your friends, or you feel as though you need to defend yourself. Maybe your old partner is spreading around some weird rumors about you and you just can't believe it in a certain way, because not only are they hurting you and breaking your heart, but they're also possibly slandering you or giving out a completely different story than what happened. And so not only are you having to deal with heartbreak, but you're also having to deal with the feelings of being attacked and having to defend yourself. It can also be that if your partner has decided to leave and you are extremely emotional about all of this, they may be more distant than usual right now, or acting more cool or cold than usual right now, or they may be overly defensive because it's like they don't want to be swamped by your emotions, or they don't want your emotions to trigger their emotions, and they're really just trying to get through this part of leaving. If this is you leaving, you need to defend yourself in the fact that this is what you need for yourself. You may be either afraid or having to deal with situations where other people are blaming you. If you are leaving a family situation, certain friends of the family or people in the family may be coloring you in a negative light, or acting extremely defensive or even aggressive because of your choice. But your choice is happening for a reason. You need this. It's part of your evolution or part of your growth. There will be other people in the situation that do understand where you're coming from, or they have been through similar things themselves. Things are not so black and white. This is a tricky situation. But hold your ground if that's what you need to do for yourself. There's also a speeding up of things. So if you have been resisting change, if you've been trying to hang on to a situation, trying to make it work or trying to make it, it's like some part of you has been unhappy or hungry for a different kind of experience. And you may have tried to make yourself be content for the sake of the situation so that you could continue it. But it may just be that you have to realize that you can't make yourself be content if you're just not. And you may have been resisting making this decision or making this change because of how it will affect other people. But it seems as though things are breaking down now, where it's going to make it harder and harder for you to hang on to a situation. It's almost like it's time for it to break down. And so you have to accept it. But once you accept it or you start looking towards the new, it seems as though this change is going to speed up. It's like the change between the worlds has been delayed or slowed down. And once you finally are able to accept the intricacies or the difficulties or the different angles of this, once you can finally accept it, it seems as though things are speeding up extremely speeding up. And things are set into motion, and then there's no going back. There's no going back after that point. So you have to make your peace now if this is really what you're going to do. You are coming away from the Wheel of Fortune. So certain things have worked out for you, or you have seen change happen. Maybe things weren't moving for a while there where you felt really stagnant, but recently the ball has started to roll or the wheel started to spin. Things are starting to move, and it's all bringing you it's the fates bringing you towards your destiny or helping you along your way as long as you're on the right track. If you're on the right track in your life and you're doing what you're meant to do, then certain things will lay themselves out for you or continue the motion to be able to happen. If something hasn't been moving, it probably means that you haven't been on the right track. If you notice things moving, then it means you're on the right track. You may have had some kind of a lucky break or something fortunate happen recently that makes you feel more confident about what you're doing. Let me pick one more. Tell me more about the Wheel of Fortune. Decision, yeah. This reading has the word decision written all over it, which it's difficult, but if you can go with it, if you can choose to show all of you instead of just parts of you, or you feel as though there's something about your life or you that you have to keep hidden because other people won't understand, that's not the case. If you allow yourself to be seen, if you make this decision that is best for you in your life, you will notice extreme movement, good movement, and fortunate turns of events that will help you along the way. And that is the message that you're on the right track. Okay. You may have actually had certain things materialize for you that lead you to believe that it's time to make this decision now. Maybe you have been waiting for the right time. So as your best possible outcome, you have the Queen of Wands. It's important for you to be yourself. It's important to shine. It's important to show off your gifts and talents and your abilities. And in this picture, the Queen of Wands, who is an Aries, by the way, she's a conductor for an orchestra. She almost looks like a magician because it looks as if she is holding a magic wand and she's making things happen. She may have written the musical ensemble for this on what they're playing. She may have come up with the actual song itself, or there's a word for it. It's eluding me right now though. But it's almost as if she is creating the flow of things. She's confident enough to do this. She believes in her capabilities to be able to guide the music along, to create the music and then guide the music along. It may be, as your best possible outcome, that you need to take a certain amount of power into your own hands and guide things along, instead of somehow being at the mercy of the fates. Or it's time for you to show all of yourself. It's time for you to be seen and to make things happen. This brings you a lot of excitement. This could be a person that you admire that shows you these qualities, and it makes you want to bring these out more in yourself. Or you see it happening in front of your eyes, and so you realize that this is possible. You don't have to wait for certain things to lay themselves out. You can guide it to happen or lead it. Let me pick more on that. Tell me more about the Queen of Wands. This could be that privately you have been working on something and you have completed it. And so now you can put it out there in the spotlight for other people to enjoy and see now that it's done. And you may be recognized for this project that you have worked on, or a thing that you have created, where it's time to showcase it now. The King of Cups. You could be conjuring up or guiding room for someone to be able to come in. Or there may be somebody coming to visit you. Could be, well, actually, this is your court card. Maybe there is someone in your environment that you are inspired by, that you feel a connection with, or that you would like to get to know further. This is your court card, the Scorpio court card, the King of Wands. This could also be a fellow water sign or somebody else who has Scorpio in them as well. I see potential for a relationship or for things to continue. This could even be a business partnership where one of you does more of the research, or is more in the sidelines or in the background, or organizes the whole thing, and the other one is more public, more social, more about PR, or getting people promoting, marketing out in the limelight with it. Or even this could be an organizer of an event, and this is the other partner that is taking more of a hands-on approach to the event itself. But this could also possibly be a relationship between two people. It could be Scorpio, Aries, or fire, water. Or you contain both these energies within yourself, and it's perfectly possible for you to go with both aspects, with being able to be the mastermind or the organizer or the investor or investigator or researcher in this matter, and to be able to produce something. Could be that you have very strong instincts to finally shine, and you are not going to let anyone get in the way or tell you that somehow you're being selfish. It's important for you to be yourself and to create or to show what you have to offer in a situation. Let me pick one more. Fruition. Go with your instincts when it comes to fully finishing something off. If this reading for someone didn't have anything to do with relationships, then I would say that you just completed something that is a really big deal. You have to make some kind of a major decision about where to go from here or what to do with it now that it's created. In the meantime, while you have finished this, you are able to start a new project, which you are focusing on. You'll know you're on the right track with going in the right direction with something that you've created, because you will notice luck or effortlessness or movement. If things get still, it means that you're going on the right track with it. And now it seems as though you can put it out there. And you might actually be surprised with the amount of recognition you get for this. You may have not been expecting this. It might be better than you expected. It's important for you to go with your instincts on how to best do this. And also with dealing with other people in this situation, trust your instincts with that as well. If something feels fishy or off with certain people, stay away from those people. Focus on the people that you feel good about. Okay, and if this did have to do with a relationship, it could be that the two of you have been, one of you has been silently attracted to the other one. And the other one is a little bit more extroverted. The one that's extroverted may not have realized that possibly you have been watching them or you are interested in them. But it may be time for you to make the decision to finally be seen and to come out and just say it or initiate it or do something about it rather than just watching. And that will bring this relationship to a fruition of sorts. Okay. So in the future, there is death, your major arcana card. I really love this death card because it's soft. It's not a harsh, scary looking, painful looking image, but it definitely has to do with death. If you look, it's a grandmother with a granddaughter. It may be that the middle generation, the parent in this picture, or the mother in this picture, has passed away through death. But she is still remembered. She's still there in a certain way. These are not painful memories. It's painful to accept the fact that she is no longer around in the 3D or in earthly reality, but that her spirit lives on in them and in their remembering of her. And she may still be around on a certain level to check up on her child and make sure her child is safe, that she's doing well. She's almost become her child's angel or a guardian angel or a guide. It's not, she is not a ghost in the sense that she is trapped or she doesn't realize that she is dead or any of those scary Halloween-y death type situations. It seems as though she is in a good place. She's happy, she's smiling, she is happy with how her life was. She is not in a bad place. She's not stuck in this realm. It seems to me as if she is choosing to stick around in order to make sure that her family is okay, or to keep an eye on them, or to be their guide. And so this grandmother might be telling the little girl stories about her mom, about how beautiful her mom was, about how she made everyone laugh, about how beautiful she was, how everyone loved her, how she loved her little girl dearly, what a good person she was. And that helps this child to accept the fact that her mom is not around anymore. But in the physical realms anyway. But it seems to me that something is changing for sure. Something is changing. You are having to let go of some kind of an old, long-term situation or a way of being, and this involves mourning. This involves mourning. It is in moments of change or of switching from one world to another world. We have to acknowledge all of the good times that we've experienced. For instance, if you're leaving a certain location that you have been around for decades or been in for decades and you have moved to a new location, sure, you may be incredibly excited about this new journey or this new location that you're in, but you may also miss certain things that you are used to, like going to a particular restaurant, going to a particular museum that was a special place for you to go to, or going to a particular place, or doing particular activities that you really loved and enjoyed and felt fortunate to have in your life. But now that you are no longer in that location, you can no longer visit that one museum or go to that special place, or even be reminded of memories from the past. When we live in places for a long period of time, there are memories associated with that place, people that we've known, people we used to spend time with, things that happened, happy and negative, a mixed bag of memories. And you have to mourn that. You are no longer in that place anymore. But it's a process of letting go. It's a process of healing here. This is a healing card. I think sometimes people forget that. This is a healing process. It's about honoring the past. It's about honoring what has gone on before, but also not hanging on to it where you cannot live in the present or in the future, but also not pretending that it never happened, where you carry the good parts with you. Obviously, we also carry the negative parts with us too. And sometimes it takes a while to filter through those things or deal with them, but I'm not getting that in this picture. I feel like that they are honoring what has passed. And this also has to do with transformation and change. This does not have to be a painful, difficult situation. There is a mixture of love in this. You might be surprised that other people may understand what is happening for you. You may be fearing being attacked, but that may not be the case. It may be that the people you have a connection with, or the people that know you, know that this is important for you, and you may be surprised that people actually will not judge. A lot of people may surprise you by completely understanding where you're coming from, or may be able to comfort you or give you help or aid you along or cheer you up or to help you process all this. I definitely see you as not being alone in this. You definitely have guidance and someone around who understands that you can talk to and possibly process these things with. You might be remembering a grandmother or a grandparent. Okay, let me get more on that. Tell me more about death in the future for them. It seems as though you make the decision, or you accept that something has to change and you can't hang on to non-change for very much longer. And that the change does not have to be horrific, even though it is big. Celebrate. Yeah, celebrate what has passed. Celebrate what has gone on before. Look at it with joy, or remember the joyful times. And these two together are reminding me of Irish wakes for funerals. In the US, wakes are somber events, but in Irish culture, the Irish wake is a celebration of the person's life who has passed away. I believe that they party, they dance, they drink, they tell stories. They tell stories about the person who has passed. They celebrate the fact that they had that person in their life. They celebrate memories that they have of that person. They celebrate the time that they had with that person. They celebrate the person's life. So you can approach this change from a standpoint of it's a somber, heartbreaking, difficult, painful process, which in a way it is, and I'm not negating that part of it. Or you could acknowledge the pain, acknowledge the sorrow, but also celebrate the fact that you had that experience in your life in the first place, all of the happy memories, all of the things to celebrate about what is passing, that it does not have to be a somber thing. And I kind of got, you know how, okay, as a storyline, you know how a couple will be married for many years. You know, they have a mixture of good and bad times, just like the vows, you know. And this doesn't have to be a marriage, by the way, but it is some kind of, the storyline is a long-term relationship. Either they've created a business together, or a family together, or they live together, or they've been together through all of the changes in their life for a long time. There is a mixture of sorrow and of joy in a long-term relationship, just like the traditional marriage vows, in sickness and in health, in good and in bad. I have noticed, and also with my own personal experience, when a long-time relationship ends, especially if one partner is leaving and the other person does not want them to leave, or one person wants to change and the other person wants it to stay the same, all of a sudden they talk about how horrible they are, how they're filled with anger, hurt, hate. They focus on all of the negative things, but they still don't focus on all of the good times that they had together. It's like just because someone has changed and needs to leave a situation, all of a sudden turns them into a villain. Where I've seen some situations go on with long-term partnerships that break up, where they refuse to speak to them, they refuse to talk about them. If mutual friends of theirs brings up good qualities about them, they immediately shut it down and try to convince their mutual friend how awful their ex-partner is. But that is dishonoring all of the love that was there, all of the good memories that were in there, all of the good, joyful times that they spent together. And I get that a lot of that anger and hatred, or not wanting to look at that, comes from hurt. But to me, it's a contradiction on love. If you really love someone, even if they leave, even if bad things have happened in this relationship, if there is love there, there will always be love there, or you can't all of a sudden say that you never felt love. Whatever is passing needs to be celebrated and needs to be seen for all of the experience instead of just the bad parts. So let me see if there's anything else in your future. And also celebrating that an old cycle is over and that a new cycle is about to begin. Honoring the process. This is reminding me of traditional mourners, where in certain cultures there are people who show up to the wake or the funeral that are professional mourners that start the mourning process by wailing. I think they're called wailers. think Bob Marley used that in the title of his band, Bob Marley and the Wailers. Wailers were people that would attend funerals who would get the emotion moving, that would start the mourning process, and it would be easier for other people to join in on the wailing. It's an expression of what is passing. It's a tradition. I'm getting some kind of a rite of passage or some kind of a tradition that celebrates a big life change. Okay, let me pick one more. Anything else? Yes, you have a new beginning opening up after this. You need to celebrate. And it seems to me as though somebody watching or a group of you are about to embark on a new journey of self-discovery, or finding yourself, as they used to say, or seeing what you personally are capable of, or what you can create as an independent person in your life. And there is a new path of action for you. This could even be a new job, a new location, or deciding to travel if you have been in the same location for a long time, deciding to get outside of your normal surroundings and go try out different places, go see what's out there. And also to initiate it and to take action on this. So you right now might be worried about finances, or you may be wondering if you have enough money to be able to get through this part. Or you may be hoping for some kind of a jackpot situation that will give you what you need. This is kind of reminding me of the Wheel of Fortune that you had earlier. Remember, it was saying something like, if you notice movement, then you know you're on the right track. If something is still, or something is not generating energy or something, then you're on the wrong track. So you'll know you're on the right track when you have exactly what you need. You might be manifesting some kind of a situation where what you need is magically being provided to you because you need it right now. You really need it right now in order to be healthy. But let me see. Anything else that you can tell me about the Five of Coins? You might, it's one or the other. You might feel as though you are lacking with a partner or a relationship, or with finding the right person for you. If you're single, and this reading has not had to do with a long-term relationship, then it's some other kind of long-term relationship with work, or with a location, or your life goals, or what you're doing. It may be that for some of you, you're single and you're wondering if you will ever find the person for you, or be in a healthy relationship, or you may have feelings for someone that you're not sure if they have feelings for you, or are wondering whether it's mutual. But you are able, if you change your perspective in the matter, you are able of generating this, or magically producing this, or of this hitting the jackpot with finding your person. It's a state of mind I'm getting. It's a state of mind, or it's what you choose to focus on. If you focus on how you will, or your fears of how you will never experience this, go figure, you may never experience it because you're not expecting it, or you're not inviting it in. Instead, you're inviting in the opposite. Sometimes this is totally up to chance too. It's like people say, it'll happen when you're not looking for it. Or, the fact that it hasn't happened says that you're not ready yet. Sometimes it is very circumstantial, and you can't boil things down that simply. It may be you are ready, you are deserving of it, you are capable of it. It's just you're in the wrong spot, or you're not in the place that you need to be, or or you feel as though you are constantly trying to generate money and come up with money, and so you don't really have the time for a relationship, or you want to make sure that you can provide for yourself before you enter a relationship where you still have your independence or your own way of generating money for yourself. So things are not that simple. Um, it could be that you do win the jackpot and you find someone that is extremely exciting, and you're very excited about the potentials in the situation, but there might be some lingering fears or worries that you're fooling yourself, or this is an illusion, or that it might not work out, or whatever. Let me pick one more. Transformation. And look, it's Cinderella with her pumpkin coach. Something about timing. Maybe you're thinking that it's too late. It's too late to find this, or you're too old, or whatever it happens to be, or you lost a opportunity, or you met someone, had a bond with them, but now something has happened. Maybe you lost their phone number, or, I mean, things are harder now to lose someone now that social media exists. But something, a missed opportunity, or you're worried that something was a missed opportunity, or something. But I see good things happening through positive transformation. You are transforming, and so you may be manifesting inadvertently new things into your life that are completely different from before because you have transformed. Therefore, in its wake, your everyday existence is changing. You may be able to bring something about that almost seems magical, or a great surprise, or a jackpot of sorts. Okay, so in your surroundings, you have a blank canvas. Could it be that some of you have relocated and you are surrounded by a blank canvas that has no memories attached to it, no past attached to it? It is a completely new situation. Here's another ace, the Ace of Wands, which you had earlier, after death. So first is the transformation, first is the death, and then is the new path. You can create whatever it is that you wish now. You have a totally blank canvas. You could paint anything, create new memories, create a new future for yourself that is completely new and completely different from before. It is up to you to create what you wish. This is reminding me of the Queen of Wands with her baton. You can create what you wish. You can conduct how things unfold, not to a power and control standpoint, but to let it also be organic in its flow and without your guidance, to guide what you can and to trust the universe to fill in the rest. Looks amazing. You might be very inspired to either move to a new location if you haven't, or you have just moved to a new location, or your surroundings. What surrounds you in your life is completely new compared to what you had going on before. And to look at the potentials, the endless potentials that are available to you at this time, and to create what you wish. Your hope is for soulmates, kinship, good friends, best friends, storytellers, companionship, bonds, emotional bonds, nurturing, feeling at home, feeling comfortable emotionally, being supported emotionally, being understood, being able to provide this to other people as well. Just This is a Cancer court card. Your hope is for nurturing. Your hope is to be understood. Your hope is to see synchronicity and magic occur in your life through your relationship to other people. And there may be some new people coming into your life now that will figure prominently in your life in the future. And it's like this is the initial introduction, or this is the initial noticing that you have some kind of a bond with someone, or that you no longer feel alone anymore. That if you need to make certain connections with certain people, this is like creating new friendships. If you've moved to a new environment, obviously you're going to be creating new friendships with people that you're just getting to know. But there seems to be people around you that you feel a great connection with and that feel very supportive, or that you have some kind of a spiritual bond with that is very comforting to you. It leads you to believe you're on the right track. Or this is what your hope is that the connections that you need to make will happen and it will all be leading you in the right direction. Or that you will have emotional support, or that you can even emotionally support yourself in what you're doing instead of having, it's like a part of you recognizes that this is very much needed, but another part of you is almost berating yourself over this, like you're doing something wrong somehow. But this is also self-acceptance as well. So your general outcome is the Emperor. Could it be that you are being hired onto a new job situation? Or you may have been promoted to a level where you are the boss, or you are the person that is organizing something, or your status has been raised up. Or you just are working on creating good relationships, good alliances, good agreements, coming up with agreements with people on what is the strategy on how to move forward, or what is it that you need. If you need to go to authority figures for some kind of licensing or answers, or a shaking of hands on something that maybe you're partnering up with someone on something. But I see you as being a lot more confident and a lot more solid in what you're doing as your general outcome. It's like you have a moment of having to go through some emotional stuff, but now it seems like you've come out of that stage into a stage of, okay, this is happening now. Now, how is the best way to arrange it? How is the best way to build it? What alliances do I need to make in order to further things along in a good way? It seems as though things stabilize and you feel pretty solid about what you're doing or how to do it, or in receiving any information that you need in order to continue with something. If you do have to deal with authority figures in some regard over this, it looks as though you will be looked upon favorably, or you will receive what you need, or someone may even hook you up with some kind of an opportunity that you wouldn't have had if you hadn't met them. People are looking out for you. And if you have started something that you are building, it seems like your instincts are in a good place on who to trust, who to deal with, and who not to deal with in situations. This could also possibly be a person in your life where it's an agreement of sorts that something is actually happening now. This could be a relationship where you both shake hands or agree upon the fact that this is a relationship now, and you can continue to build on it. Let me see if I get anything else. Attachment. Hmm. Romance. I have a minor warning, and this may be a trigger warning for someone. If for some reason you are attached to the idea of a romance with someone who may possibly be married, I would advise you not to go in that direction. Um, yeah, if you go there, or if you try to go there, it could bring some very bad luck on your shoulders. So try not to indulge in fantasies like that. Or if you have someone who is married who's reaching out to you, that's attached to you, please don't go there. I see, um, yeah. Notice that the Emperor has a picture behind him of a happy family. This is his wife, his children. He might be reaching out to you. You might be entertaining either fantasies, or this person has actually invited you to be involved with them somehow. Please don't. This could invite in some negative karma for yourself and for them. And it's not, I mean, if you are meant to really be with someone, they should be available to be with you. They should be free to be with you. They should not be tied up with some kind of a previous situation. It might be a tricky situation where one of you is still married and has to get divorced in order to be together. If that is the case, if this really is meant to be, then you both need to hold off until the divorce is final. Even then, energetically, it's complicated, because it takes a certain amount of time to mourn an old situation. Even if it was somehow an unhappy marriage or situation, it's still something that they have to physically process and let go of in order to really truly be open or ready for something else. So there might be something in here that is being hurried along too much, and you need to take a good look at it before you agree to jump into anything. That's a minor, weird little warning in here, so let me look at it in a different way. Let's say there is someone around you that you are very interested in who seems to have it all together. They seem to be prosperous, what's the word, productive, a good solid person that you know would be loyal. There's great potential in some kind of a situation with an emperor, if which could be, the emperor could be male or female, by the way. You see potential in some kind of a situation with someone who is very solid and dependable, or somebody that you can count on to do what they say. But they might be attached to a previous situation that they've already physically let go of, but emotionally they haven't let go of it. Or you could be possibly hanging on to something from the past that is getting in the way of this romance getting its feet off the ground, or starting properly. Let me see if I get anything more about this attachment. Or something about your old way of doing business you are attached to, and it's hard to create a new way of doing business, which you badly need. It's with the world from before. It's important that you change approaches with how you do things. There might be something that you are attached to from the way you used to do it that is hard to let go of, or hard to completely get rid of. Past lives, geez. Mystery. Yeah, you may have met someone that conjures up some very Plutonian, scorpionic past lifetime, very intense, possibly even twin flame or twin soul type of energies that is I mean, anyone who's ever dealt with a twin flame before knows that it's not an easy path. It's hard to walk away. Something still lingers from the past that's you're still attached to it because something about it is unresolved or is a mystery. Let me show you what I'm looking at. I asked about the attachment. I got past lives, mystery, resilience. It's like you can't, if you feel like you can't detach, it's like there's a very strong cord there, and you may have even tried to cut the cord only to have it fuse back together again. It's a mystery to you on why this attachment is still there. You may have tried your best to cut it or to end it or to let go of it, but it seems like it's very stubborn. May have something to do with an emperor, that you have romantic, where you both mutually have romantic feelings for each other, but it's not able to be actualized unless one of you or both of you let go of something from the past. It may not be fated for this lifetime, you guys. I'm sorry. Trigger warning. This whole reading has trigger warnings all over it. It may not happen this lifetime. It was reminding me, was it Erykah Badu? I'll see you next lifetime. It's like the bond is always there no matter what. You can't cut it. You can't cut the cord. There is romantic feelings there. You can't get rid of it. You can't bury it. If you try to bury it, it comes back to life again and rears its head back up again. So it's you don't really know what to do about it, but you may have to come to terms with it or come to peace with it, where you just acknowledge it for what it is, and you say, next lifetime, honey, I'll see you next lifetime. This lifetime, I've already got something going on, or you already have something going on. It doesn't mean that there isn't love there or isn't a connection there. It's just, it involves too many, what's that word? Quantum entanglements involved with multiple people's karma. And it may just be time to just be at peace with it and let it be. And you'll see them next lifetime, see what happens next time. All that aside, you may have met someone new that you have a very strange plutonic connection with that you're still trying to figure out. It's like they bring up so much in you. It's very Plutonian. I don't know if you have like Moon conjunct Pluto in your synastry or Venus Pluto. There's something in here that has to do with past lifetimes you share together, where there's like, do you trust them? Do you not trust them? Are they the way that they used to be back then, or have they changed? Is it safe to love? Or they feel this way about you, or it's like it's a jump. It's a jump into something. Are you willing to jump into this? Because if you do, it's like a whole multi-layered gosh, I don't even really have words for it. You might have to let go of some kind of bond. Yeah. Okay, I'm through trying to figure this out. So I wish you all the best. Hopefully that helped somebody or was a reading for you or resonated for someone. And let me end this with just a extra message. Is there anything else you want them to know that isn't in the reading? Dream. Dream. Think of your possibilities. You might also be having intense dreams. Healing. Healing what keeps you from feeling as though your dreams can become a reality. Or you are healing. Or you have dreams that are extremely healing, as in beautiful dreams. Or you're creating something that has very healing energy to it, whether it's a work of art or a piece of writing or something that you're understanding or creating at this time, has a very healing energy to it. Okay, wish you all the best. I love you guys. Take care. See you soon. Okay, bye.